The vast chamber fell silent as the human delegation stepped through the enormous arched doorway. Amanda Wells fought to keep her expression neutral, despite the overwhelming sight before her. The Galactic Council chamber stretched upward for what seemed like miles, a colossal dome, filled with hovering platforms arranged in concentric rings. Each platform held representatives from different worlds, some humanoid, others utterly alien forms that defied human understanding. The central floor where Amanda and her team now stood was bathed in blue light, creating the impression they were standing in the center of a cosmic ocean. Thousands of eyes watched them, many with multiple pupils, some glowing with bioluminescence, others hidden behind environmental suits or technological interfaces. Ambassador Leon Reed squeezed Amanda's hand briefly, a gesture hidden from the watching delegates. The small team of 5 humans looked impossibly small in the massive chamber. "Welcome, representatives of Earth," a voice boomed from above. The translator devices in their ears converted the sounds into English, though Amanda could hear the original speech contained clicks, whistles, and tones no human vocal cord could produce. The Grand Arbiter, a massive being with 6 tentacle-like appendages and skin that shifted colors with each word, hovered on a platform directly above them. "Earth has petitioned for recognition by the Galactic Council. Your species has achieved faster than light travel within the past solar cycle of your system and thus qualifies for initial assessment." Amanda felt her heart racing. They had prepared for this moment for years, since the discovery of the quantum displacement drive had allowed humanity to reach nearby star systems. But nothing could have truly prepared them for the reality of standing before representatives of over 3,000 advanced civilizations. Ambassador Reed stepped forward, his voice steady. "We come in peace, seeking knowledge, exchange, and mutual cooperation," he began. A sharp sound like breaking glass interrupted him from somewhere in the upper rings. "They always say that," boomed a different voice. The translator couldn't quite capture the contempt in the tone, but Amanda could feel it. A humanoid with ridged purple skin and 4 arms stood on their platform. "Their species has barely left their solar system yet. They've already depleted half their natural resources and driven countless species on their own world to extinction." Murmurs rippled through the chamber, a different alien form shimmering like liquid mercury added. "Their broadcast transmissions show a violent, contentious species prone to warfare and division. Why should we welcome such chaos into galactic society?" Amanda noticed Reed's jaw tighten. She could read his micro-expressions after years of working together. The accusations weren't unexpected, but the hostility was stronger than their briefings had suggested. The Grand Arbiter raised 2 appendages for silence. "Let the Earth delegation speak. Their assessment period has officially begun. They have the right to present their case before judgment." Reed nodded respectfully. "We acknowledge humanity's imperfect past and present. We do not come claiming to be a utopian civilization. We come honestly presenting ourselves as we are, a species still growing, still learning, but one with much to offer," a delicate being with translucent wings fluttered on their platform. "And what exactly does humanity offer the Council that we do not already possess from our 3,000-member worlds?" Amanda stepped forward, looking directly at the winged being. "We offer a unique perspective," Ambassador Reed said. "With respect, we request permission for our cultural attaché to address the Council." The Grand Arbiter's skin rippled with blue and green patterns. Permission granted. Amanda took a deep breath, glancing at her fellow team members before speaking. "Esteemed council members, my name is Amanda Wells, cultural attaché. For Earth, I would like to begin by acknowledging that in cosmic terms we are indeed very young. Our civilization has existed for a mere moment compared to many of yours. Our technology is primitive by your standards." She paused, letting her words sink in. "But that very youth, that inexperience, is what we offer you. Most civilizations represented here achieved spaceflight thousands or even millions of years ago. You have built wonders, solved problems, and created societies far beyond what we can imagine. But with that advancement comes a certain way of thinking, established patterns, consensus viewpoints." Amanda gestured to the chamber around them. In our briefings, we learned that the last truly new member world was admitted over 700 years ago. The Council, while fair and balanced, operates on principles established eons ago. We offer you something rare in a galaxy of ancient civilizations. We offer you novelty. We offer you fresh eyes. A low murmur spread through the chamber. The purple forearm delegate leaned forward. Novelty. How exactly does that benefit us? Amanda smiled slightly. Human history shows that innovation often comes not from established experts, but from newcomers who don't yet know what's supposed to be. Impossible. In just the past century on Earth, we went from basic flight to quantum displacement drives. Our solutions may be unorthodox by Council standards, but they work. The liquid mercury being rippled with what Amanda hoped was interest we have. Records of your quantum drive. It is indeed unique. Most civilizations developed warp technology first. Your approach is different. The fifth member of the human delegation, Dr. Layla Patel, spoke up. Our understanding is that many Council worlds have struggled with resource allocation disputes in the Orion sector. We believe we may have unconventional solutions to offer. The Grand Arbiter's colors shifted to deep blues. And what would humans know of interstellar resource disputes when you've barely left your own system? Dr. Patel smiled. Because we've spent our entire history solving such problems on Earth. From water rights to orbital spacing to digital bandwidth, allocation, we've developed thousands of mediation and allocation systems. Some failed. Some succeeded. We offer this library of approaches, most of which may be unknown to the Council. Another delegate with features hidden behind a glowing mask spoke. The humans speak with confidence for such a primitive species. This could be arrogance or it could be insight. The assessment must determine which. The atmosphere in the chamber changed subtly. Amanda could sense it. The hostility wasn't gone, but curiosity had awakened. The Grand Arbiter extended 4 appendages. Earth delegation. Your assessment period will last 1 standard galactic cycle. You will be assigned quarters on Council Station. Your movements will be restricted to public areas and designated meeting spaces. You will undergo a series of evaluations, tests, and interviews. At the conclusion, the Council will vote on your petition for recognition. Reed bowed slightly. We accept these terms and thank the Council for this opportunity. As they were escorted from the chamber, Amanda whispered to Reed. That went better than expected. Reed kept his eyes forward. The hard part is just beginning. The human delegation's quarters proved surprisingly comfortable, considering they were designed for a wide range of species. The rooms adjusted to Earth standard gravity and atmosphere automatically. The viewports showed the vast expanse of the Council Station, a construct larger than Earth's moon, orbiting a neutron star. Amanda stood at the viewport watching the constant flow of ships coming and going from the station when Reed joined her. The Council has sent our first assessment notice, he said, his voice tight. They want to observe how we resolve conflicts. Amanda turned. What kind of conflicts? Before Reed could answer, Dr. Patel burst into the room. Ambassador, we have a problem, she said. 2 Council species, the Valerian Jixiri, are demanding exclusive rights to meet with us. They both represent trading alliances that control opposite sides of the approach vector to Earth. Reed frowned, meaning Dr. Patel's expression was grim, meaning whichever one we meet with first could potentially block Earth's access to half the galaxy. It's a test. The Council wants to see how we handle being caught between powerful competing interests. The communications specialist Maya Drake joined, them reading from her tablet. The Valari control 27 star systems and have been Council members for 12,000 years. The Jixiri control 32 systems and joined 9,000 years ago. Both have blocked new species from joining, in the past when it benefited their trade monopolies. The 5th team member, Security Director Paul Torres, spoke up from the doorway. They're seeing if we can be manipulated or intimidated. This is about establishing precedent for future relations. Amanda looked between her colleagues. What do we do? Reed's expression turned thoughtful. The Council expects us to choose one, alienating the other, or to panic and appeal to them directly. Both responses would show weakness. Torres crossed his arms. We need a third option. Amanda walked to the center of the room, her mind racing. The Grand Arbiter mentioned we'd have access to public areas, right? And our movements would be monitored. Drake nodded. Every interaction is probably being evaluated. Amanda smiled. Let's use that to our advantage. The next morning, the human delegation entered the station's central promenade, a massive open area where representatives from hundreds of worlds mingled, traded, and socialized. Unlike the formal council chamber here, species of all types interacted casually. Ambassador Reed led the way, moving confidently through the alien crowds, nodding respectfully to those who noticed them. Amanda followed close behind, observing everything. The diversity was staggering beings, of gas, liquid, and solid forms, some floating, some crawling, some with bodies that seemed to exist partially in other dimensions. They reached their destination, a public information hub, where the joint meeting chamber, hummed with tension. Amanda Wells could feel the electric atmosphere as both the Volari and Jixiri delegations entered from opposite sides. Their entourages sized each other up with ancient animosity visible in every gesture. The human delegation waited at the center of the room, seated at a round table, specially requested by Ambassador Reed. Word had spread quickly through Council Station about the humans' unconventional approach to the rival trading alliances. Many dismissed it as naive, others as clever manipulation. The truth, Amanda knew, was somewhere in between, a calculated risk based on their limited understanding of council politics. Grand Arbiter Zolix had assigned an observer to the meeting, a tall, crystalline being who reflected light in hypnotic patterns. They stood silently in the corner, their presence confirming the importance of this interaction to the assessment process. The Volari delegation arrived first, 7 feline humanoids with silver fur and vertical pupils. Their lead negotiator, Narration, wore elaborate robes embroidered with what Amanda recognized as star maps. Their movements were graceful, almost predatory. The Jixiri entered moments later. 5 amphibian beings with moist greenish skin and large golden eyes. Their chief representative, Tulox, wore a hovering water field around his head, an environmental adaptation that created a constant, soft, bubbling sound. Ambassador Reed stood as both delegations took their places at the circular table. Esteemed representatives, thank you for agreeing to this joint session. We believe this approach honors both your ancient civilizations equally. Narine's ear twitched, a gesture Amanda had learned indicated skepticism. Your approach is unusual. The Volari and Jixiri have not sat at the same negotiating table in over 3,000 years. Tulox's throat sac expanded. Indeed. The last such meeting resulted in the Proxima conflict, which lasted 2 centuries. Reed nodded, maintaining perfect diplomatic composure. We are aware of this history, which is precisely why we believe a new approach is warranted. As newcomers to the galactic community, we have no historical allegiances or grievances. We seek balanced relationships with all council members. The crystalline observer shifted slightly, its facets catching light in a new pattern. Dr. Layla Patel opened her data tablet, displaying a holographic map of the space surrounding Earth's solar system. We understand both your alliances have established trade routes that would provide Earth with access to different sectors of council space. She began. Both routes offer unique advantages and challenges. Narine leaned forward slightly. The Volari route provides access to the manufacturing hubs of the Inner Rim world's technology exchanges that would advance your species by millennia. Tulox made a bubbling sound that the translator rendered as dismissive. The Jixiri corridors connect to the knowledge repositories of the ancient systems and the biological diversity of the Emerald Expanse. Your species would benefit more from wisdom than trinkets, Amanda noticed. Reed's subtle hand gesture, their prearranged signal. She stepped in before the traditional arguments could escalate. Respected delegates, our research indicates that historically new species have been forced to choose between your alliances, creating immediate imbalances in trade and diplomatic relations. Earth proposes a different model. She gestured to Maya Drake, who activated a different hologram showing an alternative route system. What we propose, Drake explained, is a dual-access agreement. Earth would serve as a neutral junction point between your traditionally separated trade networks with equal access protocols for both alliances. This would create new opportunities for indirect exchange between your systems without requiring direct contact between your core worlds. Both delegations showed visible surprise. Tulox's water field rippled vigorously. Such an arrangement is unprecedented. The Jixiri have exclusive trade rights in the southern spiral. Narration's tail swished. The Valari would never allow Jixiri influence to expand through human territory. Paul Torres, the security specialist, spoke, his deep voice commanding, "Respect. With respect, your exclusivity arrangements have created artificial scarcity and trade inefficiencies across 20% of known space. Our analysis of public council records shows 47 worlds caught between your spheres of influence, suffering economic hardships as a result." The crystalline observer shifted again more noticeably. Ambassador Reed raised a hand. "We do not presume to solve ancient disagreements, but as newcomers, we can offer a fresh perspective. Earth has no desire to disrupt existing arrangements merely to create new possibilities that benefit all parties, including worlds currently caught between your networks." Narration conferred briefly with her delegation in their native tongue, a series of musical purrs and trills untranslated to the humans. When she turned back, her expression was unreadable by human standards. Though Amanda thought she detected curiosity, the humans offer an intriguing perspective, Narration admitted. "Your species shows unexpected sophistication in interstellar economics for newcomers." Tulox's large eyes blinked in sequence. "However, your proposal would require unprecedented cooperation between our alliances. The logistics alone would require years of negotiation." Amanda smiled. "That's exactly what we anticipated," she said, "and why we prepared this." She nodded to Drake, who displayed a new hologram, a complex flowchart of progressive integration phases. "We are proposing a graduated approach beginning with non-controversial exchanges handled through human intermediaries. This creates a buffer zone of neutral interaction, while both alliances maintain their historical separation." The meeting continued for hours as both delegations picked apart the proposal, finding flaws, demanding clarifications, and occasionally showing reluctant interest. The humans had anticipated most objections, their preparation paying off as they presented alternative solutions to each concern. The crystalline observer remained motionless throughout, but Amanda sensed their close attention to every exchange. As the meeting concluded with an agreement to continue discussions separately with each alliance, Reed addressed both delegations. "We understand today was merely an opening conversation. We appreciate your willingness to consider Earth's unique position and potential contribution to Council space." After both delegations departed, the crystalline observer approached the humans. Its voice, when it spoke, resonated like wind chimes. "The Grand Arbiter will find this interaction informative. Your species approaches problems differently than anticipated." With that cryptic statement, the observer departed, leaving the human delegation alone. Torres exhaled heavily. "Well, that could have gone worse." Reed smiled, tightly. "It could have gone better too. The Valari were more resistant than our briefing suggested. Their alliance has expanded recently, which explains their protectiveness." Dr. Patel nodded. "And the Jixiri clearly have internal disagreements there." Secondary representatives were sending conflicting signals. Amanda gathered her notes. "We made progress. They didn't dismiss us outright, and the observer seemed interested in our approach." Drake looked up from her tablet, checking incoming messages. "We have a new problem. The Regulatory Committee has requested our presence. They're questioning our quantum drive technology. Apparently, several council species are claiming it violates safety protocols." Reed's expression darkened. "They're attacking. From another angle. We present an economic solution. They pivot to technological concerns." Classic negotiation tactic. The Regulatory Committee chamber was smaller than the main council hall, but no less intimidating. 7 representatives sat on elevated platforms surrounding a central speaking area, where the human delegation now stood. Their species varied widely from a being of pure energy contained in a specialized suit to a massive entity that appeared to be a sentient fungal network, the committee. Chair, a tall avian being with iridescent feathers and 4 eyes, spoke first. "Earth delegation. We have reviewed the specifications of your quantum displacement drive. The technology operates on principles that differ from established Council warp field protocols. Several members have expressed concerns about safety stability and dimensional integrity. Dr. Patel stepped forward as the delegation's science expert. We understand these concerns and take them seriously. The quantum displacement drive was developed independently on Earth without knowledge of Council standards. However, our testing protocols have been rigorous, covering over 5,000 consecutive jumps without incident, the energy being pulsed brightly. Your technology creates microscopic folds in spacetime rather than generating a traditional warp bubble. Such methods were abandoned by most Council races due to theoretical risks of dimensional bleeding. Amanda noticed the fungal entity vibrating in what appeared to be agreement. Patel nodded. We're familiar with the theoretical concerns. The early prototypes did show evidence of quantum instability. However, our current generation drive incorporates safeguards specifically designed to prevent dimensional anomalies. The avian chair tilted its head at an angle. Theory and practice often diverge, especially with immature technologies. Your species has had faster-than-light capability for less than a decade. By Council standards, this makes your drive experimental. At best dangerous, at worst. Ambassador Reed joined Dr. Patel. We welcome any safety review the Council wishes to conduct. We have nothing to hide and much to learn from your established protocols. The Strategic Council's chamber resembled a war room, with holographic displays showing various sectors of controlled space. Amanda Wells felt a chill as she noticed Earth's solar system highlighted in pulsing red. A security designation, she suspected, not a welcome sign. The Strategic Council consisted of 5 members, each representing different defense doctrines within the greater Galactic Council. Their leader, a massive being with thick armored plates and glowing eyes, studied the human delegation with unnerving intensity. Amanda stood beside Ambassador Reed as he addressed the Council. Earth understands the importance of security protocols and chain of command structures. We come prepared to discuss integration of our defense systems with Council standards. The armored being spoke, its voice rumbling like distant thunder. You possess nuclear weapons, orbital defense platforms, and primitive AI combat systems, yet you have no unified planetary government. Your militaries remain divided, under national control. This presents significant security concerns. Paul Torres, the security specialist, stepped forward. Earth is in transition, sir. Our species recognizes the inefficiency of divided defense systems. The discovery of extraterrestrial life and subsequent contact with the Council has accelerated unification efforts. A counselor with multiple tentacular limbs manipulated a holographic display showing Earth's current military distribution. We observe 17 major powers with independent nuclear capabilities, 53 with space-based assets, and over 100 with conventional forces. No Council world maintains such fragmentation. Reed nodded, acknowledging the point. The Council must understand Earth's historical context. Unlike many worlds, our civilization evolved in isolated regions separated by oceans and geographical barriers. This led to parallel development of distinct cultures and governance systems. Unification is proceeding, but cultural integration takes time. The armored being's eyes flared. What concerns this Council is not your cultural diversity, but the security implications. Multiple command structures increase the risk of unauthorized aggression, miscommunication, or rogue actions. The Council cannot admit a species that cannot guarantee compliance with defense protocols. Amanda noticed Dr. Patel tense beside her. The scientist clearly wanted to speak, but was holding back following their planned strategy of having specific team members handle relevant domains. Torres continued respectfully. Sir, Earth's diversity of defense systems also creates resilience. No single point of failure exists. Our proposal includes a tiered integration approach, beginning with an international oversight committee for extraplanetary defense matters. The Council members conferred in untranslated communication. Finally, the tentacled member spoke. There is precedent for provisional integration with security oversight. The Bracthi Confederation underwent similar monitoring for 3 cycles before full admission. The armored leader seemed unmoved. The Brachthi were 7 worlds with a unified governing council. Earth is one world with hundreds of competing authorities. Amanda sensed the discussion reaching a critical point. She caught Reed's eye, receiving his subtle nod to proceed. With respect, she began, Earth's situation offers unique advantages to Council security. Our distributed defense systems mean we can serve as a test case for resilience protocols. Throughout Council space, our military doctrines evolved independently, creating approaches unknown in your tactical databases. Most importantly, our very diversity means we think differently about security, solving problems from multiple perspectives. A third council member with a crystalline exoskeleton spoke for the first time. The human makes a valid point. Tactical diversity has value, especially against the outer rim threats, and their independent development means they have no historical allegiances to potential adversaries. The armored leader's eyes dimmed slightly, indicating consideration. They would require extensive monitoring. The fourth council member, previously silent, added, and technology restrictions, particularly regarding autonomous weapons systems and quantum drive military applications. Reed stepped forward again. Earth accepts reasonable security protocols during the integration period. We come seeking partnership, not dominance. The meeting concluded with a provisional agreement. Earth would submit to enhanced monitoring of its defense systems and military communications in exchange for basic Council security protocols and non-classified threat assessments. As they left, Torres exhaled heavily. They're more worried about us than they let on. Reed nodded. The references to outer rim threats were telling. There's some external pressure making them consider Earth despite their reservations. Before they could discuss further, Maya Drake approached urgently. Ambassador, we have a situation, a message from Earth. The Volari delegation has apparently sent representatives directly to Earth, bypassing Council protocols and our delegation. Amanda felt a jolt of alarm. That's a direct violation of assessment procedures. Reed's expression darkened. They're testing us, creating a situation to see how we respond. Dr. Patel frowned. But how did they even reach Earth so quickly? The quantum jump from here would take. The Grand Arbiter's chamber was private, a stark contrast to the public spectacle of the council hall. The massive being floated in a containment field that shifted colors with its moods. Currently, a deep concerned purple. Ambassador Reed stood alone before the Arbiter. The rest of the human delegation waiting outside as protocol, demanded Grand Arbiter. I request clarification on a matter of grave concern to Earth. The tentacled being's colors rippled. You refer to the Volari approach. The Council is aware. Ambassador Reed maintained perfect diplomatic posture. If I may ask, was this approach sanctioned by Council authority? It directly contradicts assessment protocols. The Grand Arbiter's field shifted to a more neutral blue. The Volari Alliance operates with significant autonomy. The Council does not micromanage the diplomatic initiatives of established members, particularly toward unrecognized worlds. Reed processed this carefully. So I am to understand that during our assessment period, other Council members may freely approach Earth without coordination. Through the official delegation? Correct. The Arbiter's appendages moved in what might have been the equivalent of a shrug. The assessment period evaluates your species' readiness for Council membership. It is not a protective period. Earth remains a sovereign, unaffiliated world until formally admitted. Each Council species may establish relations as they see fit. Reed nodded. I understand. The Volari approach presents a complex situation for Earth's unified response. How we handle this will undoubtedly factor into our assessment. Indeed, the Arbiter's colors shifted again. The Council observes all outside in the waiting area. Amanda paced nervously. The others watched her with varying degrees of concern. Torres spoke first. This is a deliberate provocation. The Volari are forcing our hand. Drake checked her tablet for updates from Earth. The delegation has arrived in the Pacific Alliance territory, requesting exclusive trade agreements outside Council oversight. Our governments are asking for direction. Dr. Patel shook her head. This undermines everything we've established here. How the Volari even reached Earth so quickly is concerning. Did they already have ships in our vicinity? The door slid open, and Reed rejoined them. His expression, grim. The Grand Arbiter confirmed what we suspected. The Volari move is legal under Council protocols. Our assessment includes how we handle exactly this type of situation. Amanda stopped pacing. What are our options? Reed gathered them into a tight circle, lowering his voice. We have 3 choices, he said. First, we could protest formally to the Council demanding intervention. Torres shook his head. That shows weakness, dependency on Council authority to solve our problems. Reed nodded. Second, we could directly confront the Volari delegation here demanding they recall their representatives. Patel frowned. That creates direct conflict. Exactly what some Council members expect from humans. Reed continued. Third, we respond independently, showing Earth can handle interstellar diplomacy with consistency, even when challenged. Drake looked up from her tablet. Whatever we do, we need to act quickly. The Volari representatives are already meeting with 3 major Earth governments. They're offering advanced medical technology in exchange for exclusive mining rights in the asteroid belt. Amanda thought quickly. The Volari moved fast because they feared our joint meeting approach with the Jixiri. They're trying to establish facts on the ground before we can implement a balanced solution. Reed nodded, his expression showing a hint of pride at her analysis. Exactly. They're rushing to create entanglements that would be difficult to unwind. Later, Torres's security background emerged in his thinking. We need to neutralize their advantage without direct confrontation. Amanda's eyes widened. I have an idea. The next morning, the human delegation requested an emergency session with the Economics Council, one of the 12 specialized governing bodies of the Galactic Council. It oversaw trade agreements, resource allocation, and development rights. The Volari had no representation on this particular council, giving the humans a strategic opening. Amanda led the presentation, standing before 7 council members of various species. Our delegation has become aware of independent approaches to Earth by established council members, she began. While we respect their autonomy and right to pursue relations with unaffiliated worlds, we are concerned about potential economic disruption during our assessment period. The human delegation gathered in their quarters, security sweeps having confirmed the space was free of surveillance devices. The attempted sabotage had changed everything. They now operated in a heightened state of alert, unsure who they could trust. Ambassador, Reed paced the room, his usual composure showing cracks. The Security Council investigation will take time. Time we don't have. Our assessment period continues and we can't afford another incident. Torres leaned against the wall, arms crossed. Someone wants us to fail. The question is, who benefits from Earth's exclusion? Drake looked up from her tablet where she analyzed the corrupted transmission. The data packet was sophisticated far beyond Earth capabilities. It was designed to appear as if our governments were spying on the Volari. Amanda sat at the central table, hands folded. Logically, there are 3 possibilities. The Volari staged this themselves to discredit us. The Jixiri did it to create conflict between us and the Volari, or a third party wants to prevent Earth from joining the Council. Dr. Patel joined her at the table. There's a 4th possibility, a faction within the Council itself, opposing Earth's membership. Remember what the Strategic Council said about our distributed defense systems and unpredictable nature. Some may view us as a destabilizing influence. Reed stopped pacing. We need to take control of this situation. Rather than waiting for the investigation to exonerate us, we need to demonstrate value to the Council now. Something that proves Earth belongs. Torres pushed off from the wall. What do you suggest? We have limited resources here. Our movements are monitored. Our communications scrutinized. Amanda looked up slowly. We use that to our advantage. The monitoring isn't just to restrict us, it's to evaluate us. The Council wants to see how we handle pressure, how we solve problems. Drake nodded, her expression brightening. They want to see the real Earth, so we show them. Reed considered this. What specifically do you propose? Amanda stood up. Excitement building. The false transmission contained Volari shield harmonics, right? Technical specifications. Something someone thought was valuable enough to risk a diplomatic incident? Over Dr. Patel's eyes widened. I see where you're going. With shield technology that advanced, there must be applications beyond defense. Amanda nodded. Environmental containment, disease management, energy distribution. The technical principles could have wide applications. Reed looked between them, both hopeful and skeptical. How does this help our situation? Amanda explained. Rather than denying involvement or waiting for exoneration, we demonstrate the human approach. We take the situation that was meant to harm us and create something positive from it. We ask permission to study the principles, not the actual classified specifications, but the general scientific approach to develop beneficial applications. Torres frowned. The Volari would never agree. Drake smiled. Unless we offer to develop applications that benefit them too. A joint human-Volari research initiative. Transparent, supervised, and mutually beneficial, Reed's expression shifted from skepticism to consideration. The perfect response to attempted sabotage. We show collaboration instead of conflict. The meeting with the Volari delegation was tense. Narration and her team maintained rigid postures. Their distrust evident. Ambassador Reed had requested the meeting, despite the ongoing investigation, a move that surprised many on the council. Reed began with formality. Chief Representative Narration, the Earth delegation appreciates your willingness to meet during this difficult time. Narain's tail twitched slightly. The investigation continues. Human. Your purpose here is unclear. Reed gestured to Dr. Patel, who activated a holographic display. The incident involving Volari shield technology is regrettable. However, it highlights an opportunity for both our species. Narain's ears flattened. What opportunity could arise? From espionage, Dr. Patel spoke, her scientific expertise evident. Earth has no interest in military applications of your shield technology. Our analysis suggests the underlying principles could have significant humanitarian applications. The display shifted, showing conceptual designs for environmental systems, medical containment fields, and energy distribution networks. We propose a joint research initiative. Dr. Patel continued. Earth scientists working alongside Volari engineers to develop civilian applications of shield harmonic technology. The work would be conducted under full council supervision, with complete transparency. Narain's expression remained skeptical. Why would the Volari share our technology with an unproven species? Amanda stepped forward. Because Earth offers something unique. Our scientists approach problems differently. Our lack of preconceptions about shield technology means we might see applications your engineers have overlooked, and most importantly, a successful collaboration would benefit both our worlds while demonstrating to the Council our commitment to peaceful cooperation. Reed added, the Volari Alliance would maintain all proprietary rights to the technology. Earth would simply contribute research perspectives. The resulting applications would be jointly owned, creating new trade opportunities for your alliance throughout council space. Narration conferred with her advisors in their native language. When she turned back, her whiskers had relaxed slightly. A sign Amanda had learned indicated cautious interest. You propose collaboration rather than conflict. An unusual response to accusation. Reed smiled slightly. Earth believes in turning challenges into opportunities. 2 days later, the human delegation stood before the full Galactic Council. The Grand Arbiter presided from the central platform with representatives from thousands of worlds in attendance. The investigation continued, but the announcement of the joint Human-Volari Research Initiative had created a sensation throughout council space. Amanda felt the weight of countless alien eyes upon them as Reed addressed the Council. Earth thanks the Council for this opportunity to address all representatives. We stand before you during our assessment period aware of the recent incident involving classified information. Murmurs spread through the chamber as he continued. Rather than dwelling on the negative, we have chosen to create a positive outcome. The Volari Alliance has graciously agreed to a joint research initiative focusing on humanitarian applications of shield technology. The Grand Arbiter's colors shifted to a curious blue. Ambassador Reed. This is an unexpected development. The investigation has not concluded. Reed nodded. With respect, we do not presume innocence, Grand Arbiter. We simply refuse to be defined by accusation. Earth wishes to demonstrate through action, not words. Our commitment to Council principles. Narration rose from the Volari platform. The Alliance confirms this arrangement. The humans have shown unexpected wisdom in their approach. The initiative will proceed under Council oversight. A representative from a gaseous species spoke. Their platform illuminated. This collaboration is unprecedented during an assessment period. The humans show remarkable adaptability. Another delegate, a small being with gleaming metal components integrated into their biology, added, or remarkable manipulation, a calculated ploy to improve their standing. The chamber erupted, in debate voices, translators, and thought projections, creating a cacophony of opinion. The Grand Arbiter's appendages waved for silence. In light of this development, the assessment of Earth will continue, with this initiative serving as a practical examination of human capabilities and intentions. The Arbiter announced. The Security Council investigation proceeds separately. As the human delegation left the chamber, they were approached by Tulox of the Jixiri Alliance. His large eyes blinked rapidly. The Jixiri note your alliance with the Volari with interest. Read maintained perfect diplomatic balance. It is a research initiative, not an alliance. Representative Tulox Earth maintains its commitment to balanced relations with all council members. Tulox's throat sac expanded slightly. The Jixiri would propose a similar initiative focusing on biological sciences. Our expertise in genetic preservation could benefit Earth's endangered species. Recovery programs. Amanda exchanged glances. With Reed seeing the opportunity, we would welcome such collaboration. She said Earth's biodiversity challenges could benefit greatly from Jixiri insights. As Tulox departed, Torres whispered, "They're competing for influence now." Reed nodded, a complete reversal from their initial hostility. This approach is working. The research facility allocated to the joint initiative occupied a section of Council Station's scientific wing. Amanda and Dr. Patel represented Earth, working alongside 3 Volari scientists. The crystalline observer monitored all activities, ensuring compliance with security protocols. Amanda studied the holographic model of a shield harmonic generator, modified to create a medical containment field. The potential applications for disease control were enormous, particularly for Earth's most virulent pathogens. Dr. Patel worked nearby with a Volari engineer named Marek. Their discussion focused on energy efficiency. This configuration reduces power requirements by 30%, she was saying, by inverting the secondary harmonics. Marek's ears perked up with interest, a novel approach. Our engineers never considered this application. The crystalline observer moved closer, its facets capturing and reflecting the holographic displays. Your species shows impressive intuitive reasoning, despite limited technological development. One standard galactic month after Earth's admission to the Council, Amanda Wells stood at the viewport in the newly established Earth Embassy on Council Station. The sprawling diplomatic complex had been allocated to humanity as part of their provisional membership package, a significant upgrade from their original quarters. It featured spaces designed to accommodate the various physiological needs of visiting Council species, alongside areas showcasing Earth culture, art, and achievements. Ambassador Reed joined her at the window, both watching the constant stream of ships arriving and departing from the massive station. "An impressive sight, isn't it?" he said. "Our new neighborhood." Amanda nodded, still adjusting to the reality of their situation. "A month ago we were fighting for recognition. Now we're planning joint initiatives with a dozen Council species." Reed smiled, though his eyes remained serious. "That's exactly why I've asked you to take on the role of Deputy Ambassador. The pace of integration is accelerating beyond our initial projections. Earth needs its best minds here." Before Amanda could respond, Maya Drake approached, tablet in hand. "Ambassador, we've received the final security protocols for the Galactic Summit. Earth's representatives have been allocated speaking positions on 4 of the 7 major committees." Reed nodded. "That's better than expected." "Which committees?" Drake consulted her tablet. "Cultural exchange, economic development, emerging technologies, and surprisingly, strategic planning. The last one is unusual for provisional members." Torres, who had been promoted to head of embassy security, joined them. "The Strategic Planning Committee invitation isn't generosity," he said. "It's because of the Drakari, the Council wants Earth's perspective on outer rim threats. Amanda considered this. They fear more incursions. Torres nodded. According to the intelligence briefings I've received, the Drakari attack wasn't an isolated incident. Several outer rim species have shown increased aggression toward Council worlds in the past year. The Council species were too divided to mount a coordinated response. Reed's expression turned thoughtful. And they hope Earth's unaffiliated status might help bridge those divisions exactly. Torres confirmed, "We're the new neutral party." Without centuries of alliances and grudges, Dr. Patel entered the embassy's main hall, excitement evident in her expression. "Ambassador, the Technological Exchange Initiative has been approved. 17 Council species have signed on to share non-military technologies with Earth, and they're particularly interested in our quantum drive innovations." Amanda smiled at the scientists' enthusiasm. The research initiatives were multiplying weekly. Earth, sharing its unique approaches while gaining access to technologies centuries beyond their development. Reed addressed the group. "The summit begins tomorrow. Our first major appearance as Council members. Our objectives remain clear. Demonstrate Earth's value, build balanced relationships with all factions, and gather as much information as possible about the true state of galactic politics." He turned to Amanda. "I need you to lead the Cultural Exchange Committee discussions. Our analysts believe this is where we can make the strongest immediate impact." The Cultural Exchange Chamber was smaller than the main council hall, but no less impressive. Its walls lined with artistic achievements from thousands of worlds, holographic displays showing cultural, landmarks and atmospheric settings that shifted every few minutes to showcase different member worlds. Amanda stood at the presenter's platform, the other committee members arrayed before her in their various environmental accommodation units. The diversity was staggering, from methane breathers to silicon-based life forms, to beings of pure energy contained in specialized suits. "Honored representatives," she began. "Earth comes to the galactic community not as conquerors or competitors, but as students and collaborators. Our cultural evolution has been shaped by our isolation. We developed thousands of distinct cultures, languages, artistic traditions, and philosophical approaches on a single world." She activated a holographic display showing Earth's major cultural regions, each color representing a different linguistic family, each shape a different artistic tradition. This diversity within unity is perhaps Earth's most unique characteristic. We propose a cultural heritage exchange program, where Earth artists, philosophers, and historians would study with counterparts from Council worlds, while Council representatives would be welcome to Earth to share their perspectives. A representative from the Meridian Collective, a hive mind species, controlling 50 worlds, spoke. "How would such exchanges benefit established Council members? Some of our cultural traditions span millions of years. What could Earth contribute to such legacy?" Amanda had anticipated this question. "Precisely because of your ancient and established traditions, honored representative Council cultures have evolved along certain paths refined and perfected over eons. Earth offers not superior traditions but alternative ones, paths not taken, questions no longer asked." She shifted the display to show examples of Earth art, music, and literature. What we lack in refinement, we make up for in variety. Earth has produced over 10,000 distinct musical traditions, 4,000 architectural styles, and countless literary forms. Many contradict each other, challenging accepted assumptions. This cognitive diversity is our strength. Another delegate, a crystalline being, similar to the observer who had monitored their assessment, spoke. "Your species places unusual value on divergent thinking. This creates both innovation and conflict. How do you reconcile these opposing outcomes?" Amanda nodded, acknowledging the insightful question. "We don't always reconcile them successfully. The tension between innovation and stability, between individual expression and collective harmony, is a constant challenge in human societies. But this very tension drives our development. Our proposal includes not just our artistic achievements, but our methods for managing cultural diversity. Both successful and unsuccessful Council members might find value in studying both." The discussions continued for hours. representatives from dozens of species questioning, exploring, and gradually warming to the concept. By session's end, the cultural exchange program had received provisional approval with 32 species signing on as initial participants. As Amanda left the chamber, she was approached by a Volari diplomat, not Narration, but a younger member of their delegation, the cultural attaché, Merrick from the Joint Research Initiative. Your presentation impressed many on the committee. Few new species focus on cultural exchange as their first initiative. Most emphasize technology or resource development. Amanda smiled. As they walked through our assessment, we learned that technology and resources are abundant in council space. Cultural perspective is rarer, especially from isolated developments like Earth's. Merrick's whiskers twitched in what she now recognized as thoughtful consideration. The Volari have observed your delegation's approach with interest. You maintain balanced relations with competing factions. You emphasize cooperation over advantage. You showcase vulnerability alongside strength. These are not common diplomatic strategies. Amanda chose her words carefully. Earth has much to gain from council membership, but perhaps also something to offer. Our diplomatic approach reflects our planetary history. We learned through painful experience that dominant strategies ultimately fail, that sustainable relationships require mutual benefit. Merrick's vertical pupils dilated slightly. Your species thinks in unusual time frames. Most council races plan in centuries. You speak of sustainability across generations, yet your individual lives span mere decades. A voice interrupted them. Another foreign concept to explore in the cultural exchange program. The Jixiri representative Tulox approached his environmental field bubbling around his amphibian features. Amanda greeted him with the formal Jixiri gesture she had studied Representative Tulox. I'm pleased you could attend the session. The Jixiri's large eyes blinked in sequence. Your proposal has merit. The exchange program will proceed, with Jixiri participation. Amanda noticed the subtle tension between the Volari and Jixiri representatives despite their polite exteriors. The ancient rivalry remained, even as both sought closer ties with Earth. The balancing act would require constant attention in the Economic Development Committee. Ambassador Reed was making similar progress. The Earth delegation had prepared extensively studying council trade networks, resource distribution systems, and development protocols. Their proposal focused on Earth's potential role as a junction point between previously separated trade routes. The Strategic Planning Committee meeting, however, proved more challenging. Paul Torres, representing Earth, found himself amid heated debates between council military powers. The Drakari incursion had exposed vulnerabilities in council security, but consensus on response strategies remained elusive. Torres sent urgent updates to the Earth delegation. The division here runs deeper than expected, he reported. 3. Distinct factions advocate different approaches. The defensive coalition led by the Volari focuses on border security and containment. The engagement bloc led by the Meridian Collective proposes diplomatic outreach to Outer Rim species. And the Preemptive Action Group, dominated by militant species advocates for military operations beyond council space. Reed called an emergency meeting of the Earth delegation in their secure embassy chambers. The Strategic Committee developments are concerning. He said the council presents a unified face to non-members, but internally they're deeply divided on security matters.